In today's video, we're going to walk through all the steps needed to close your pool for the winter. All right, get into the intro. Welcome back to Back Roads DIY. It's that time of year again. Time to close up the pool for the winter. It was just a couple of weeks ago that we had temperatures in the high 80s, low 90s. I posted a video on how to make these umbrella holders out of PVC. We got short use out of those, but those worked out well. Hopefully you can hear me over the neighbor mowing the grass. But like I said, it's time to close up. The temp at night's been getting down in the 50s. Water's definitely cooled off quite a bit. It's the first week of October here in Indiana, and it's that time. So I'm going to walk through in this video the steps that I take in order to close up the pool. I know some people do it differently, but this is what's worked well for me. So first thing you need to start out with is a clean pool. You need to get it as clean as you can. I've came out last few days and have been vacuuming just little spots that I see here and there. Skimmed it a couple different times. I still got some bugs that keep seeming to show up here in the water, so I'll skim those out. But you need to get it as clean as possible. Just whatever you leave in here at the end of this year before you close it up, it's what's going to be there next year. Here in a little bit, I will run through the tools or chemicals that I'm going to be using to close up mine, which worked well for me. I'm going to use the Poolhacker Pool Pillow, the Poolhacker Winter Cover, as well as their Winterizing Kit, which are two easy to use pills. I used those last year. You can go view the video on that. I also did a opening video, and you can see that when I opened up the pool, I had zero algae in here. Everything worked out super well, so that's what I'm going to go with. I feel like it's a real cost-effective and affordable route to go, so we're going to do it again. Now that my pool's clean, I have started to lower the water level. You can see right now it's about halfway up my skimmer. I need to be about 2 inches below that. So we want to keep some water in here. That way it supports the weight of the water, ice, snow, whatever you get that's on top, going to be on top of the cover. If you lower it too low, it's going to put a lot of stress on that cover, possibly rip it. So I tend to go just below my skimmer a little bit. I have the pump set on waste, so it's just letting water free flow out at the moment. That should take maybe another 45 minutes to an hour. We'll check back on that here in a little bit. Been about an hour or so. Water level is almost where I want it. You can maybe still hear it gurgling, but it is almost at the bottom of the skimmer level. I went ahead and took out the other inlets and covered those up with a plug that came with a pool. And now I just aired up the Poolhacker pillow that I got last year. This thing worked awesome. They recommend that you only fill it up anywhere between 50 and I think it's 75%. You don't want to fill it all the way up and get a bunch of weight on it. You risk popping it. So mine is, I want to say probably somewhere around that. It's just a guess, but I'm gonna throw this out here in the middle, and then I'm going to go around. It's got 4 tie-offs on it, 2 on each side. I'm going to walk around the pool, tie those off. I also went ahead and made sure I removed my fountain, light, ladder, any kind of accessories that you may have around the pool. You might want to make sure that those come off before you put the cover on. All right, I'm going to pause it here and tie off our pillow and check back. The pillow is all tied down in 4 spots. You want to leave some slack in these lines, because if you have it super tight, when you're, like if I pull it tight like this, you're going to have your cover sit on top of it. It's going to add stress to the rope, which may break. But it's also going to create low spots or pockets. It'll create 4 pockets around where water will collect. I found it easier to just leave everything slack. That way you get maybe 1 or 2 big pools instead of 4 smaller ones when it comes time in the spring to drain the cover or bail it out with buckets. It's much easier with just 1 or 2 sections full of water. I also went ahead and filled up my Pool chlorinator, you can see the little indicator is all the way up, so that I'm just gonna let that float around, make sure I have high levels of chlorine in the pool over the winter. And then I'm gonna do one of the easiest parts here, which is utilizing Poolhacker's Winterizing Kit. So like I said, I used this before. I had great success with it. I think this treats up to 30,000 gallons of water. My pool is nowhere near that, but I had zero issues. So we're gonna open it up here and take a look at the directions. First thing, obviously, clean your pool. Make sure there's no algae or anything floating around. Second part is add the capsules 24 hours after superchlorination or a shock. My pool was shocked recently, and I also have, like I said, those that floating chlorinator full of chlorine tabs. So there's 5 3-inch tabs in that. That should be just fine. Next, we're going to pull a plug and place the capsules in there and just drop them in, and then cover. That is it. So if we look, put this to the side, take a look in here. You got 2 capsules. You got a blue and a pink. Capsules, pills, whatever you want to call them. I'm not sure what is in each one of these, but whatever it is, it works. So all you do, and I'll try to set this up here as best as I can on a tripod, but all you do is you just pull this little tab out and drop it in, and that's it. All right, let me get you set up on a tripod so you can see what I'm talking about here, and maybe I'll grab the underwater camera and we can take a look at what it looks like once we throw these in. All right, got your hands free now. Hopefully you don't fall in the water because I don't have a waterproof case, so please hang on there and don't fall in. All right, so we got both of our capsules here. We're gonna start with the blue one. Flip it over, grab the tab here, little rubber tab, pull it out. Easy enough. Put this to the side, and we're just gonna set it in here, just like that. Now grab our orange one. Same thing. Flip it over, pull the tab, and drop it in. Push these back out here so you can see them a little bit better. And then I'll grab the underwater camera, which I've never used before. So hopefully this works. Hopefully it truly is waterproof, and we'll see. Let's see what it looks like underwater here. Above water, you can see the cloudiness coming out. Spin around here to the back. Doesn't get much easier than this. Throw them in, let them disperse. It'll take quite a bit of time for them to fully empty. Just let them go around. I'm gonna push them out here into the pool a little further away from the side. You can see the clouds and the chemicals coming out. Easy as that. All right. Next step is going to be to throw on the winter cover. I'm probably just going to throw that on the top for now. I gotta take my son to football practice here in a few minutes, so I probably won't have time to cinch it down. But I'm at least going to throw the cover on right now. That way it keeps all the dirt, debris, and any other insects out of the water overnight. And then tomorrow we'll come back and cinch everything down and show you how that works. All right, it is the next day. Last night before I left, I put on the winter cover. A couple things I like about this one from Poolhacker. Like I said, I've used this last year, but it is extremely thick. I look down here, you can see it blocks the hard to tell, but it is a lot darker. I also have a lot of light coming in from the sides. If I move my hand over here, you can see sunlight's going through the vinyl, but it blocks a lot of the light, and it is extra long. So right now I have it kind of stretched tight, which we are not going to want to do whenever we actually start running the cable through. But for my 15-foot pool, this is actually a 19-foot pool cover, so it gives me 2 feet on each side. But what I'm going to do now is kind of go around and push this in as evenly as I can. I'm going to hop up on the deck and do that as well. But we're going to push this down because whenever we inevitably get rain or snow or whatever, we want this to be down on the water, so the water below is supporting that weight. And then in terms of the cables, let's see, last year when I got this cover, it came with the cable and this kind of ratcheting style block where you put one side of the cord through one side and the other one through the other hole and twist it down. But about a month or so ago, I reviewed a winter cover from SummerBuddy that they sent me, and that is a great budget-friendly cover. So if you're looking for something that's maybe a little cheaper, it's not quite as thick as the Poolhacker brand here, but I think it would do just fine. But what I liked about theirs is that they have loops on the end of the wire here, and what you do is you hook these little carabiner clips on each side, and then you just pull the string through, and this pulley lock system actually makes it really easy to tighten up. I'll show you that here at the end. But I believe the new Poolhacker kits this year actually come with this new style of tightening system, which I think is just, as long as it holds through the winter, I think it is a much easier system than the old kind of ratcheting kind of locking style. But this, if this fails, I do have this, and this did hold all winter. I tightened it maybe once or twice, and that was it. That's probably just from normal stretching. But now I'm gonna kind of work my way all the way around the pool. Like I said, push this down. Did some of the slack built in here. It is a very windy day out here. It's hard to tell on the cover itself, but I don't know if you can see my trees out there waving pretty well. So let me, like I said, let me go around, push all this down, and then I'm going to tape the cable and weave it in and out around my poles through each of the grommets here on the side. I put bungee cords on it last night, just trying to keep it from blowing off and keeping dust from getting in there. All right, I'll be right back. All right, went around the pool, pushed all the some slack down on it, and then took the cable, weaved it in and out of all the grommets. Where I could, I went behind the pole. Where I can't, I'm just going to tuck the cover behind it. That way, when I pull it tight, it holds it in there tight. See, this one was able to go behind the pole, so it'll be there nice and tight. Got it cinched up all the way around. And if I come back over here, this is the pulley system that I was telling you about. Normally, you would take these ends that are not loops, put them through that little metal ratchet I was showing earlier, tighten that down. But with this, you hooked it on both of the both ends. You simply just pull it till you get it as tight as you can, and it automatically locks. So that's nice and tight. I will work my way all the way around the pool and make sure that this is tucked underneath to keep the wind out as best as possible. And that's all there is to it. If you watch this far in the video, I would appreciate a like, maybe a subscribe. I will put all the links to my previous closing and open videos, the review of the Poolhacker cover, pillow, and winterizing kit that I did, and any of the Amazon links that I have. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching.